Welcome to Samuels.here channel. Kevin Samuels was truly a truth seeker, and after many years of educating both men and women of all races, but particularly those of African descent, in the art of navigating the ever-complex dating world, he was sadly ripped from our lives as he was called back home to the Almighty in 2022. Some of us, myself included, instinctively recognized the truth of his message. Many found his message rather unpalatable. I am hoping with this channel to make his message that little bit more digestible in a more feminine and softer manner. I hope this helps my sisters in the Black community who saw him as an enemy. Being Black myself, I hope I can bridge that gap. And oh, by the way, my father was also called Samuel, so in a twist of fate, I pay tribute with this channel to my father, who is also where Kevin has gone. I love how the Icelandic have a way of acknowledging someone's daughter in the same way as someone's son. So I appropriate the Icelandic way to find a suitable name for my channel, Samuels.here, Samuel's daughter. Enjoy the video.
Caroline, sweet Caroline. Da, da, da. How are you? I am well. How old are you?
I'm 27.
27. Okay, I need you a little closer to the microphone. Is it always women's fault?
I don't actually know. I think that's why I'm calling is because I don't really have a lot of experience.
Uh-oh.
And when I got into it kind of late, and I was kind of scared off by the amount of dysfunction on all sides. What I was hearing.
What are you talking about? Got into it?
Like the whole dating thing. I got into that really late because of my upbringing. And
what do you mean late? How old?
Like last year. Yeah.
So tell me about your dates, not the dysfunction and everybody else.
Yeah, I think that was what it is. It was my dates would like talk to me about their dates, and it was the same thing.
So I need to make sure we're on the same page. You're 27 years old. And you just started dating when you were 25 or 26?
26, yeah.
Why?
I grew up in a pretty sheltered home. I'm a Christian.
So am I.
And
They still date. So am I. I grew up Church of God in Christ, some of the most religious people on the planet, but there was still plenty of dating.
Yeah, not in my life. And I'm also Nigerian, and so It's very much kind of like don't even think about a boy until you're finished with school.
When did you finish with school?
When I was 23.
So there's been plenty of time to think about boys.
Yeah, and I think that was my problem is that after I left school, because I didn't have like what you were saying, the skills to deal with men. I was just.
I'm hearing excuses, ma'am. I'm hearing excuses.
Sorry.
What I'm telling you is I'm hearing excuses because I deal with Nigerian college educated women who are Christians and they date. That sounds like a cover. Where's your dad?
He passed away last year.
Sorry to hear that. What did he tell you about dating? Did he tell you to avoid men completely?
The only thing he told me about dating was men aren't serious until they're 30.
Were your mother and father married?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Were they married at his passing?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes? I don't do the I need yeses or nos.
Okay.
All right. So, were you born in the States?
Yes.
Okay. So being Nigerian doesn't matter. You're culturally here. Your parents are Nigerian. You're American.
Help me out here, everyone. Is this true? That she's culturally American, even though her parents brought her up in the Nigerian way? I think in certain families, it doesn't matter where you're brought up, in which country you are. I think the culture is very important and they stick to it. So I'm not sure I agree with Mr. Samuels here. She may be politically American, but not necessarily culturally American.
Right?
Yes.
Have you lived in Nigeria?
No.
Have you visited Nigeria?
No.
You're not Nigerian. So what it sounds to me like, ma'am, what state are you in?
California.
Northern or southern?
I grew up in Northern California.
But are you in southern or northern now?
I'm in Southern.
Sounds like you're a socially awkward a woman. And you have Nigerian Christian to use as a reason. But I'm a Christian and I'm an American. Church of God in Christ. Women cannot wear pants or makeup. So I'm saying, all right, let's fast forward. When you started dating, something changed.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you meet the guy you went out, the people you went out with?
I just went on one of the dating apps.
So you went from no dating to a dating app.
Yeah.
You know those are horrible places to find people, right?
I didn't know anything. I still don't know anything.
Okay.
Which dating apps is he talking about? I would have thought that's probably the easiest way for such a socially awkward woman to start the dating experience. At least it is low confrontational, right? It's a bit hidden, so it's much easier. I would have thought, right? So I don't know. It depends on which dating app he's referring to, because just a normal dating website is probably okay, but maybe there are other dating sites or apps which have a bad reputation. I know something like Tumblr, or what's the other one that has a bad reputation? Is it Bumble or something? Anyway, whatever it is, I would have thought it would have been the most reasonable thing, because if she is socially awkward, then exactly, she can't just go out into the street and meet someone.
Well, where's your mother?
She's here with me in Southern California.
You have any siblings?
I have a little brother.
Okay. Is your mother? Okay. All right. So at 26 or 27 years old, man, you sound like a teenager. Going on apps to find someone to date is a horrible idea. You're not ready for the cesspool that's online. Are you active in your church?
Yeah, I
am. Are you sure?
Well, I had to think about what you meant by active, but I'm a leader in my Bible study.
How often are you at church?
Right now, not at all, but when it was not COVID, then I was just there every Sunday.
Right.
Every Sunday and Wednesday.
And okay, what about the singles ministry?
There isn't one.
That's not my problem. What about your pastor? Is he involved in helping you try to find a mate or a date?
No.
Hey, young lady, somebody has to help you. You don't know what's going on out here. You're using, you say because you're a Christian, but Christians get it in. They do. They date too. I'm assuming you're still a virgin.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that presents several potential challenges. You can't do this on your own now. You have nobody to talk to. It doesn't sound like you talk to your mother. Your father's gone. And
Mom's with me, but she
allowed you to get to this age. She's not anybody that could help you. There's no way your mother should have allowed you to get to be this age and this naive about men. But here's the thing. You're close to 30. It's time for you to stop doing the little girl thing and step into the woman thing. Do you live on your own or do you live with your parents?
I moved back with my dad.
Do you live? That question was a direct question.
Sorry, at home.
Right. Why?
I I wanted to.
Can you afford to live on your own?
There seems to be quite a huge range of possibilities amongst women in America, right? I mean, I'm so used to the promiscuous types, so it's actually so rare to see this kind of woman who really is at the other extreme. I think if I were a man, I would prefer this type to the other type. She's not too old to get started. And on the other hand, I like that she's actually being at home. I like that she's being active in the church because she's being honest. She's a Christian and she's doing what a Christian woman does. But at some point, obviously, if she wants to get married, which I think she does, then obviously she needs to get started. But, time is still on her side. And the only issue here is the time issue. If we were talking with a 17-year-old girl, I think everyone would agree that's normal. But, she's 26, 27 now, so she needs to move along. Yes.
Can you afford to live on your own? That's a yes or no question.
Right now, no.
All right. So that's the problem. Everything that I ask you, you make it to be a virtue. You're 27, you're living at home. Where should you be? You should be out of the nest, working and taking care of yourself amongst adults. Yeah, you went back to high school.
I mean, I was living on my own, but...
Okay. But what?
It was just my dad passed.
I understand. I understand, man, but, and I'm not trying to be harsh, man, but life happens. If everybody went back home and lived with mom because dad passed, that's not your responsibility. You have a life. And I asked you, can you afford to live on your own? And you said no. Right?
I mean, I could figure it out.
Ma'am, can you afford to live on your own?
I don't know.
What do you do for a living?
I'm an actress.
That's not a career. Did you go to college?
Yeah.
You have a college degree?
Mm-hmm.
In what?
I have a Bachelor of Arts in Drama, Television, and Film.
Right. And how much did you make last year as an actress?
Last year, I didn't make anything.
Little girl, it's time to grow up. I mean, are you trolling me? Are you trolling me?
20,000.
How much?
This year, I made 20,000.
I'm thinking on camera real quick. Young lady. That's $10 an hour.
Oh, okay.
This is unacceptable, ma'am.
So, does money matter?
Are you fucking kidding me? What do you mean does money matter? Do they give food away for free?
Okay.
I mean, I'm not talking to a 18-year-old. You're 27. Why is it? Okay, you're an actress. That's just another word for not having a job. Have you ever held consistent employment?
Yes.
How long?
A year and a half.
Working for whom?
Warner Brothers.
Doing what?
I was an administrator.
And why are you no longer there?
I couldn't deal with the hours.
What do you mean you couldn't deal with the hours?
It was just very draining to be in that environment.
What does that mean? How many hours were you working?
Like 10.
10 what?
Hours.
A day, a week, a year? What?
Oh, sorry. 40 to 50 hours a week.
Are you looking on the chat room?
No.
All right. Ma'am, how many hours is an adult supposed to work in this country?
40.
And that's what you were working. 40 to 50. And you couldn't deal with that?
I mean, it wasn't really the work, it was the type of work.
Then go find another job.
In defense of the ladies here, I have to say women can't win, can they? On the one hand, Mr. Samuels is so used to dealing with the career types, of which many of us are indeed career women because we have to be. And then there is this type of woman who really seems like a child in the sense that she really is virgin territory, pun intended, right? She really seems a bit childlike in her attitude towards life. And there seems to be a big problem with that as well. Okay, she's an extreme. But actually, although she has problems in other areas of her life, granted, her suitability for the dating market is not at all bad. Any gentleman out there, do you agree or disagree? She's actually prime material for the dating market.
You can do the little doe eye. I feel sorry for me thing, but that doesn't work in the world, sis.
No, I'm sorry. I just, I thought maybe I would get.
Get what?
It's okay. I'm sorry.
You need to be able to take care of yourself. That is something that every college student knows. You don't leave from college without them expecting you to go to work. And you graduated at what year? What age?
I technically graduated at 22, but I graduated early.
So for the last 5 years, so you went to college. Do you have student loan debt?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes, sorry.
How much student loan debt are you in?
Maybe like $30,000.
$30,000. And who's paying that?
Me.
How?
I figure it out.
No. How?
I was working as a teacher online. And then I was working in the UK when I was living there. Then I was working for a realtor. Okay,
so here's what it comes down to, young lady. It's time to grow up. It's time to grow up. You're living at home with mama. And who's paying the mortgage?
We don't live in a house. We moved out of the house.
Who's paying the overhead?
Both of us share it.
Who is paying the rent?
We share it.
How?
I mean, I'm working as an actor and I work as a teacher.
You made $20,000.
In acting.
How much is the mortgage or the rent?
$2,100.
Per month. How much are the utilities? How much are the groceries? Do you have a car?
Yeah, we share a car.
And you make enough money. This is crazy. Let me help you out, young lady. No one's going to come save you. No man's going to come fly in and say, hey, 30-year-old, $30,000 debt. Hi. Let me just, he'd eventually be getting a child.
Yes, it's true. She's incredibly childlike. And I don't think she has fully grasped the difficulties of life yet, including dating. And as Kevin Samuels described it, it is a cesspool. But I don't get the impression that she's looking for someone to save her as such. I think that this lady is the victim of what typically men suffer, the husband-son syndrome thing. I think she is a husband daughter, meaning a daughter who's actually a substitute for the mother's husband. I don't know, I just have that feeling about this. That's unfortunate, because instead of living her own life, she is trying to support her mother. And perhaps even whilst the father was alive, this was already happening. And in many ways, it stalls her own progress. It stalls her own development into an adult. Many men suffer this. The husband-son syndrome is more common. So a lot of men listening may understand better what I'm talking about. It's rarer for women, but when it happens, it's catastrophic simply because the woman has less time to navigate the dating world. She doesn't have forever like a man can have.
And you need a wake-up call. Knock off the acting stuff. That's what you do after you have a 40 to 50 hour a week job paying some bills. Because this has to be in whose name? Who's the you live in an apartment or a rental house?
An apartment.
Is your name on the lease?
Yes.
Maybe California's different, but you have to be able to have credit to live there. So what I'm hearing from you, ma'am, is $2,100 for apartment rent. That's $25,000. And how much of the rent do you pay? How much money do you pay a month? How much do you pay?
Like $1,000.
Okay. Dating's not on your radar, young lady.
Okay.
It's time to grow up.
Okay.
Fantasyland, acting. My ex-wife was an actress, and she used to think I was being too serious. She never got off. It never went anywhere. She did national commercials, short film, but the most successful she was when I was there. What kind of acting do you want to get into? Film?
Yeah, film.
Motion pictures? What?
Film or television.
Do you have an agent?
Yes.
Are you SAG Are you registered? Are you SAG?
No.
And how do you think you're going to get in at your age?
There's actually a study that most people, male or female, don't get into the acting business.
You said a study.
Yeah, like
a study. But again, ma'am, I was married to an actress. What does your body of work look like?
What does my work look like?
Yeah, what kind of work have you done?
I just finished a children's educational show on an educational platform.
Ma'am, let's not play with one another. And a lot of stuff can be called work. Have you done any print work?
Print? I don't do print.
Okay. And you got paid how much to do this children's educational platform?
So far I've been paid $20,000, and I'll be paid another
$20,000 for how long?
For 2 months.
And that was what you took home? What did your agent get out of that?
$5,000.
So you got 15?
Yeah.
So you didn't get 20,000.
Okay.
See, I know the business. And outside of that, what other work have you done? You got nothing the last year. You've made $15,000 once. What other money have you made in acting?
Oh, that's it.
And how long? How long have you been a quote unquote actress?
2.5 years.
2.5 years. You made $15,000. This is going to hurt, young lady. Pay attention. You suck at this. It's time to go get a job. You live in California. You can't afford to dream. You need a job.
Thank you.
This may sound harsh, man, but you're living in a fantasy world. And I would gather that most people listen to you and feel sorry for you, but I can't afford to do that.
Well, I do feel incredibly sorry for her. And I think also that there are many other reasons which she hasn't discussed yet, which are behind her social awkwardness. So, of course, she has a huge mountain to climb here, that's for sure. But none of these, I think, is a hindrance in her dating success. Of course, she needs to have a proper job, because even if she is dating, even if she is married, she needs to have some level of independence. But here's the thing. Very often, women are told not to be so independent, not to be so career-orientated. So this is why I think she's actually in a prime position to be someone's wife. Because if men don't care about your financial situation and they're purely looking at your assets, and for a woman, chastity is good. I mean, she's 27 and a virgin. I mean, there's no better virtue from that point of view, right? So she has all the things it takes to be a good wife. So this is the conundrum for a modern woman. I'm a bit confused. It feels a bit difficult to tell this woman you're getting it all wrong, and yet she's not the promiscuous type, showing off her intimate parts in a nightclub somewhere. So I don't know. Help me out here. Help me out. This is a difficult one for me because, yes, she's very, very behind, right? She really sounds like a child. On the other hand, is that necessarily a bad thing? Let the men answer this question. I think only men can answer this. What do you think? Is this woman a good one for you personally? If you're a man, what do you think? What do you think? Help me. I don't know. I am stuck. There, I said it. Whatever you do, have a lovely day. Peace, harmony, and grace.